morning. So I've got, how many in here know without a shadow of a doubt that you're saved? Perfect. So how?
Y'all okay up there?
How many of you in here? Now, how many in here has got a problem either at work, with a family member, a child? It could be anything. Everybody in here should raise your hand.
Right. Understand what?
No, just issue, some kind of an issue. You know, with the child, you know, a job, a coworker, something that you're not struggling with. Most of us in here do. So, your Sunday school teacher. We're going to be in 2 Kings chapter 5. So go ahead and open your Bibles to 2 Kings chapter number 5.
I can't see it.
Exactly.
Camera can still see us, all matters.
I'm back here in the window.
2 Kings 5.
On that call, what he said.
So 2 Kings 5. Now, this is not where I'm going to be. That's where I'm going to be at. This is going to be my jumping off verse. Okay. Now unto him that is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we ask or think, according to the power that worketh within us.
Yeah.
The power that worketh within us. You know, the power is already in the wall for me to access this outlet.
Yeah.
The power is already here for me to access this light. All I got to do
Okay. Thank you.
is flip the switch. The power that we need for anything or any issue we have is already in us. It's there.
Come on.
It is there. It's already in us. Jesus says, all power have I, and I give it to you. The power is already there in us. All we got to do is be able to access it. What verse? Which one?
2 Kings 5.
2 Kings 5, verse 1.
5:1.
Chapter 5, verse 1.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Y'all couldn't see it anyway. You got your cell phone. So we're going to look at a gentleman. His name is Naaman. And everybody has heard Naaman. I like Naaman because Naaman has got a lot of... When I read Naaman, well, actually Miss Susan's going to read Naaman. I want her to read the first 14 verses for me. But when you read Naaman, you should be able to see yourself in Naaman. Just like when you read about Peter, you should be able to see a little bit of Peter in you when you were Peter. And you should be able to see a little bit of Paul in you. And you should, okay? Because Naaman is a perfect reflection of us. Go ahead, Miss Susan.
Now Naaman, captain of the host of the king of Syria, was a great man of his master, and honorable because by him the Lord had given deliverance to Syria. He was also a mighty man of valor, but he was a leper.
I want to stop. Look at how the Bible describes Naaman. Look at it real close. It says, now Naaman was the captain of the host. He was a captain in the army. A captain of the host of Syria. He was a great man. Oh, he was honorable.
Yep.
Oh, and he was a mighty man of valor. But he was a leper. Jimmy is a deacon. Jimmy, I'm picking on you, is a good man. Jimmy is a hard worker. Man, if you need Jimmy to do something, he'll be here to help you do it. Even even if he takes it away from his family. That's Jimmy. But, Jimmy's not hurt. I could say that about anybody. I'm going to pick on Miss Tammy over here. Miss Tammy. What she sings in the choir, she's faithful in the church. She's loving sometimes. Don't get slapped. She's loving, but I can promise you there's some things about Tammy that's not right with God. I can promise you there's things about Jimmy that's not right with God. And I can say it about every one of us, but he was a leper. Oh, Dennis. He's a Sunday school teacher. He tries to sing in the choir. That's why the Bible says make a joyful noise.
That's right.
He works with the young people. He's a good man. But I'll light your world up in a minute if you cross me the wrong way. That's the truth.
Yep.
I'm easy to get along with. I am so easy to get along with, but there's a line right there that you cross, and when you cross it, you just stay cold. But I won't cuss you out, but I'll tell you the truth. Don't ask Gina the truth for nothing about the truth because you get it. But he was a leper. That affects the outside.
Right.
Would you finish reading? I won't interrupt you anymore. I don't know why I just felt that come upon me, so I had to stop. So look at
And the Syrians had gone out by companies and had brought away captive out of the land of Israel a little maid. And she waited on Naaman's wife. And she said unto her mistress, Would God my Lord were with the prophet that is in Samaria, for he would recover him of his leprosy. And one went in and told his Lord, saying, Thus and thus saith the maid that is in the land of Israel. And the king of Syria said, Go, and I will send a letter unto the king of Israel. And he departed and took with him 10 talents of silver, 6,000 pieces of gold, and 10 changes of raiment. And he brought the letter to the king of Israel, saying, Now when this letter is come unto thee, behold, I have therewith sent Naaman my servant to thee, that thou mayest recover him of his leprosy. And it came to pass, when the king of Israel had read the letter, that he rent his clothes and said, Am I God to heal and to make alive, and that this man does send unto me to recover a man of his leprosy? Wherefore consider, I pray you, and see how he seeketh a quarrel against me. And it was so, when Elisha the man of God had heard that the king of Israel had rent his clothes, that he sent to the king, saying, Wherefore hast thou rent thy clothes? Let him come now to me, and he shall know that there is a prophet in Israel. So Naaman came with his horses and with his chariot, and stood at the door of the house of Elisha. And Elisha sent a messenger unto him, saying, Go and wash in Jordan 7 times, and thy flesh shall come again to thee, and thou shalt be clean. But Naaman was wroth, and went away, and said, Behold, I thought he would surely come out to me and stand, and call on the name of the Lord his God, and strike his hand over this place, and recover the leper.
So let's look at Naaman this morning. There's a few things, if you want to access the power of God, there's a few things that you have to do. One, you've got to swallow that arrogant pride. Naaman was a leper. That affected his skin, what people can see. You'll catch that. It affected his skin. Now, he don't have a problem with you thinking of him as a mighty man of valor, or a captain of the guard, or a deacon, or a Sunday school teacher, or somebody who sings like a little angel. back here. He didn't have a problem with that, but the one thing he had a problem is what you can see that he didn't like. I want you to look at how he goes to the man of God. I see Elisha. Is it Elisha or Elijah?
Like,
I see him sitting at his kitchen table. This is not in there, but I'm making it up. And he is sitting there and he is drinking his Maxwell House. And he is eating his sausage and egg and toast. He's looking out the window and he sees Naaman coming down the road. And he's not by himself. Naaman's got a whole bunch of people with him. And he stands before the house of the man of God like, well, don't we do God that way? We do God that way.
yeah.
God, I want you to come out here to me.
Come on. That's right.
I want you to fix my problem where I am. I want you to come to me. I've done it. I've done it. Matter of fact, I still do it. But Elijah said, no. Send his servant out. And his servant said, I need you to go dip 7 times. If you want to be healed, you got to go dip 7 times. Naaman didn't get answered the way he wanted it.
Right. Come on. That's right.
Look at what it says right here about Naaman. Put yourself in Naaman's shoes right here and see if you can't wear it. Look at Naaman. The Bible says that he was mad. He was mad. Does he not know who I am? Why is this happening to me? Because I am a mighty man. I'm a good man. I'm a Christian. I teach class. I'm a deacon. I do this. I do this. We can't approach God who we are, who we think we are. See, that's part of the problem. We think we're more than what we really are. We can't approach God in that mannerism and expect God to answer our prayer. That's where he's at. Look at what he says right here. He said, behold, I'm in verse number 11. He said, behold, I thought he would surely come out to me.
Yeah.
Boy, I thought God was going to come and meet me right here and he was going to take care of my problem. I thought God was going to come out and he was going to put his hand over my leprosy and he was going to pray and it would be gone and I can keep my pride and I can keep my arrogance and I can go my own little way.
Right. That's when I do this,
We all do.
that's when Satan starts poking. I told you weren't worthy. Because you don't get that answer that you want. And yeah.
But that's what it costs. If you want this, you want to reach the power of God, you got to get rid of something.
Yes, sir.
See, he wanted God to clear this part of his life, but I don't want you to touch this part of my life.
That's good.
Yeah.
Come on, brother.
I just felt the Holy Ghost. You can I want you to fix my son, but you're not willing to get rid of him. I'm not quit drinking fuel. You're measuring this. That's okay. If you want God to move in your life and you want the power of God to move in your life, there's a few things you've got to give up. And the first one is you.
That's good.
It's you. I surely thought that the man of God would come out and pray over this and do this for me because of who I am. You are nobody. You are saved by grace. We are nobody. If you do something for God, it is a privilege that He's even using you, because nobody in here deserves it. Nobody in here deserves it. Definitely not me. This is what He said. Surely I thought He would come out here. Surely I thought He would do it. First thing you got to do is you got to swallow the pride. We got to swallow some pride. See, He wanted God to clear this part of His life. God wanted to clean up this in His life.
Oh, that's good.
It is good. Thank you. Look at 13. And his servant came near and spake unto him and said, My father, if the prophet would have had you do some great thing, would you not have done it? But much rather, he saith to thee, Go wash and be clean. And boy, ain't that about a mouthful. Boy, if God was to tell you, hey, I want you to go do this right here, and if you do this right here, boy, what we was, well, I didn't get noticed for that. We'll do it in a minute, won't we? Let me tell you what our problem is, and everybody in this church, and everybody in every church across the United States of America has got this problem. We're not willing to go dip at the altar to be clean, because we don't want people to realize that there's something in us.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Altars would be full if we didn't.
Mm.
That's what he says right here. He says, Master, if he would have told you to go conquer Syria or go conquer this, you would have done it. But all he's asking you is to go dip 7 times and be clean. 7 times to be clean. You got to get rid of your pride. You got to also obey. You got to be, if you want the power of God, you got to be willing to obey. The power is present. It's already in you. It's present. But if you want to unleash it, you've got to obey. What does God ask us to do every day?
Praise His name. Glorify Him.
Read His word.
Read His
Study
word.
His word.
Do you dip? Do you remember when you got born again?
Yeah.
Did you change immediately? Well, part of you did. Part of you just got said like that right there. But part of you didn't, right? It took a while, right?
It was a journey.
It was a journey. Day 1. I go down. I come up. I'm still the same person. So it wasn't wrong with that. Day 2. I'm still the same person as it was. I didn't change on day 2. By the time I got day 7, my life started changing. What do I mean by that? I'm not meaning really day 7. I'm talking about the more I spent the Word, the more my life changed. The more my life changed, the more power of God I had. I'm going to be honest with you. I did not. I got saved when I was 27 years old, and I was saved a very long time. You know when God really became real to me? Because when Brandon went to prison. That's when God became real to me. Alright. You want the power of God? You got to humble yourself. You got to get rid of that pride. We got to swallow some of this pride. We do. We're bad at it.
Yeah.
We don't want nobody to know that I've got a problem. We don't want nobody to know that I've got an issue. We don't want nobody to know that I'm struggling. We don't want nobody to know that I need help. We don't want nobody to know that I need prayer. What is that? Pride. You got to be obedient. Don't be surprised that when you become obedient, that God don't put somebody in your life for you to help. Right? Because He will. The third thing, you got to be willing to do it God's way. If you want the power of God, you got to do it God's way. You cannot do it your way. We're bad at it, are we not? We are bad at it. I pray about something, and while I'm praying, my mind is telling God how I want Him to fix it. Is anybody else in here done the same thing? Huh? Well, maybe not at the time that I'm praying, but when I get up, I go back and I'm sitting there and I'm meditating. And I say, now, God, if you do this, and He will do this. And God, if you will do this, and she will do this. And God, if you will do this, and I could do this.
Or you pray and you say,
Yes! Bingo. Bingo.
He didn't hear Kayla.
I got it.
The power never. I like my illustrations. He did not access the power of God until he was willing to do what the man of God told him to do.
Yeah.
One more thing about Naaman. Naaman was a leper. He only wanted the outside cleansed. He didn't want the inside cleansed. That was a good spot for y'all to say that.
Yeah.
Naaman goes to his king, and he said, "Hey, king, I'm over there in Israel. It's my problem." He said, "Oh, okay, we'll go." No, that king didn't help him, did he? So then he goes to the king of Israel and he says, "King, I need you to fix me my house." You didn't help him either, did you? And then he walks up. Do you see that? Well, we're really bad. Do you know where I'm going? We're really bad. I said, "Hey, I need you to pray about this. Thank you. Would you help me pray about this?" No, you didn't help me. She didn't help me. She didn't help me. What do you want to get your help at? We're bad at that too. How many of you here should? That's a reality. How many of you in here can change your name to Naaman this morning? Even, I don't know what kind. 17. Look at verse 17. Look what happens to Naaman. I'm not even going to read it. Yeah, I might read it. I'll read it. And Naaman said, Naaman goes back to Elisha and he says, "Here, I want to pay you for what you've done." Elisha says, "I'm not taking the money. I didn't do anything. I did. I don't want the money. I don't want it." Look what happens to Naaman in verse 17. And Naaman says, "Shall there not then, I pray thee, be given to thy servant 2 mules burden of earth? For thy servant will henceforth offer neither burnt offering nor sacrifice to any other God but the Lord." You know what? See, Naaman was not an Israelite. Naaman was a Gentile. He got saved. And when, you know what? He offered false idols and false gods. You know what he asked for right there? He said, "I need 2 mules laden with earth from the land of Israel, from where I got healed from, that I could take back to my country and I can put it out. And when I kneel to pray, I pray on the ground to where God healed me from." Maybe we need to kind of go back to the place here, not physically, but here, to where God healed you from. Not physically healed, but you're spiritually healed. Naaman carried that dirt back and he worshipped. I'm done this. Let's go to prayer. Do you want to do, Greg, do you want to do prayer this morning?